All right, here's a good one. What do you think is easier, assessor or ISSO, and what do you enjoy more? Okay. It depends on the environment. I don't know if that sounds like a non-answer, but it really depends on the environment. Because I've been in organizations where they made it a living hell to be an ISSO. It was very stressful. It was dog eat dog. It was people stabbing each other in the back. People getting very emotional. I was at the last place I was at, and I don't know if I should name any organizations. I don't know if I get in trouble for that. Anyway, it was at a major aerospace organization that I worked at as a contractor. And it was ridiculous. You would not think that professionals would behave that way. You would not think that. You'd be surprised. These are very smart people acting like children. Anyway, they were lying on us contractors, wouldn't turn in information. I'd never seen anything like that before. It was the most unprofessional environment I have ever worked in. And I worked with the Army. I got to tell you, I was shocked. And it was a living hell. I was an information systems security officer at a organization that I will not disclose. But yeah, it was not fun. It was a place I always wanted to work, and I was so excited, told everybody about it, and ended up, and it, maybe all the departments aren't like that. I'm sure that, but the people acted like children. Now, I did work with scientists before, and it also wasn't a picnic, so I should have known better. So anyway, which one do I think is better? Overall, I'd say being an assessor has been easier, except being an assessor has more travel. ISSO has less travel. Being an assessor usually has some kind of travel because you're going from place to place to do the assessments. It just seems like, and then another thing is, as an assessor, you don't really have a vested interest. You have to come in as an objective person. Like, you have to go in there and look at it objectively. And it's your job to actually not be emotional about it, right? You're just going in there looking at data, collecting the data, documenting it, and then displaying it. And they can freak out or whatever and have their own interpretation. But at the end of the day, you are just there to show them what you see, and then that's it. Whereas as an ISSO, you're there embedded with this organization. And, people see these things and they freak. Rather than fix things, you'll have these immature managers who just freak out and panic, and they don't want to take any responsibility, no ownership. They throw people under the bus. I mean, I've been in some ugly environments. Now, that said, I've been in some great ones too. I've been in an organization. Ball Aerospace was good. I worked for them. They were actually a really good company. They really tried to take care of us, and when things would, go left, they would try to fix things rather than freak out. It might just been that group of people that I worked with at that time, but that was a good company. And then I've said before, SAIC, I was an ISSO there, and they really took care of us too. That was back before I think they got publicly traded eventually, but it was at the time when I was there. I don't know what they're doing these days, but it was a employee-owned company, and they behaved different. So those are the two incidents where it was actually okay to be an ISSO, but there's been a couple of nightmares. So overall, I gotta say, being an assessor has been easier to do, except for the travel kind of gets to you sometimes. But other than that, assessor, I would choose that over being an ISSO.